Good evening to all respected dignitaries, leaders, and dear JCs. Leadership is often seen through achievements, positions held, targets achieved, and milestones celebrated. We recognize leaders by the badge they wear, the responsibilities they carry, and the impact they create. However, every leadership journey has another dimension, one that is not always visible, yet always present. It is the dimension of support, the dimension of understanding, the dimension of strength that operates quietly, consistently, and without expectation of recognition. Behind every confident decision, there are conversations. Behind every success, there are sacrifices. Behind every leader, there are individuals who contribute in ways that are not always acknowledged on stage. Today's session, Behind the Badge, focuses on that very dimension. It brings forward a perspective that enriches our understanding of leadership, not as an individual journey, but as a shared experience shaped by relationships, resilience, and mutual growth. As we move through this session, I invite each one of you to reflect on your own journey, the people you have supported or who have supported you, the roles that you have played in supporting others, and the unseen strength that contributes to every achievement. With this context, let us move forward in today's program. A meaningful conversation begins by bringing people together with the right intent and energy. To formally welcome this distinguished gathering and set the tone for the evening, I invite JC Anjana KU, Lady JC Chairperson, JCA Triprayar, to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening to all respected dignitaries, leaders, and my dear JCs. It gives me immense pleasure and a deep sense of responsibility to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to each one of you to this special session behind the badge. At the outset, I respectfully welcome our esteemed chief guest for the evening, whose presence adds great value and inspiration to this platform. I extend my sincere greetings to the national officers of JCI India, whose vision and leadership continue to guide us at every level. A warm welcome to our respected zone president, zone officers, and all senior leaders, including past national presidents, past zone presidents, and leaders whose experience and mentorship remain a strong foundation for our organization. I also take this opportunity to welcome all presidents, office bearers, and members from various local organizations who have joined us today. Your presence truly reflects the spirit of learning and growth that defines JCI. A special mention to our moderators and organizing team whose effort have brought this meaningful session together. Today's program has been thoughtfully designed to explore a dimension of leadership that is not often discussed yet deeply experienced. It provides us with an opportunity to reflect on the strength, support, and perspectives that contribute to every leadership journey. Sessions like this remind us that growth in JCI is not limited to positions or titles but extend to understanding, connection, and shared experience. I am confident that today's session will offer valuable insights and leave each one of us with meaningful takeaways. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for being a part of this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, JC Anjana, for that warm and thoughtful welcome. As we continue with today's theme, Behind the Badge, we are reminded that every leadership journey is shaped not only by the person who wears the badge, but also by the perspectives, guidance, and experiences that influence that journey. At different stages, leaders gain insights that redefine how they see responsibility, relationships, and impact. To share his thoughts in the context of today's theme and to set the tone for the session ahead, I invite our respected zone president, JCS Senator Jason Arakel, to address the gathering.
Hi all, really sorry for I'm not on my video because of low network coverage here. Respected chair, JCA leaders across zones, invited guests and JCA friends and family. Good evening. I truly appreciate JCA Triprayar under the leadership of local organization president JC Siddesh Shashidharan for coming up with such a wonderful and meaningful initiative. Behind the badge, her strength her story. And of course, we are privileged to have GCA Senator Prerna, First Lady GCA India 2025, sharing her inspiring journey and experiences behind national leadership. I extend my heartfelt wishes for the grand success of this program. And thank you to my colleagues at P, especially the support from the Zone Director Training Zone 25. And also, I am very happy for the presence of our National Vice President Jitesh and Zone President BK Dad. And wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zone President, for those insightful words. Every leadership journey carries experiences that go beyond what is seen, experience that shape decisions, strengthen resilience, and define character. To bring forward such a perspective, I invite JCI Senator Sonia Sarda for a pleasant task.
Thank you so much, sir. A very happy evening to each one of you present today, virtually here today with me. Ladies and gentlemen, in every organization, there are members and there are leaders. And then there are those rare individuals who transform every opportunity into impact and every role into a responsibility. And today, I have the honor to introduce you one such inspiring journey, a journey that began in December 2014 as a charter member of JCI Shillong Pine City. A journey of one personality who started her journey with Shillong Pine City but soon became a benchmark of growth, consistency, and excellence. An Alandian in 2016, stepping into leadership as Zone Director Management in 2017, empowering others as zone trainers in 2018, rising to become a national trainer of JCI India in 2021, and further strengthening her expertise as certified JCOM trainer in 2022. She did not just grow up through all positions, but she grew through with a purpose. Her dedication earned her a place among the top 50 iconic trainers of JCI India in the very first Iconic Trainers Contest, a recognition reserved for the best of the best. She has co piloted prestigious programs like Speechcraft 2023 and 24, Jasmine South 2022, and Lots 2020 and 21. She has conducted national orientation programs, including Womanias 2022, empowering aspiring women leaders. And through numerous orientation, she has welcomed and shaped countless new members into confident JCs. Her vision goes beyond training. She has developed impactful modules on flyer making, cashless society, Zoom sessions, MRF, and 100% efficiency charts, driving digital awareness and community upliftment across JCI India. Her excellence has been recognized with some of the most prestigious honors: Ravi Puraskar runner-up at NatCon 2022, winner of the first ever Saraswati Puraskar of Zone 25, JETP Excellence Award of 2022, and NP Excellence at NatCon 2023. As a president in 2023, she did not just lead, she created history. JCI Shillong Pine City achieved 35 zonal awards and became the first local organization in JCI India to achieve 100% JVC registration and 100% membership portal. A dynamic entrepreneur, director of Orion Health Food Privates Limited, Meghalaya, an engineer by qualification who began her professional journey with Infosys, and a woman recognized by JCI India, and also a woman recognized beyond JCI. If I say, she was featured in Purvanchal Pahari as a woman icon in the Northeast. A proud life partner of JCI Senator Ankur Jhunjhunwala, IPNP sir, and a loving mother of two beautiful daughters, Kaisha and Kashvi. She is not just creating leaders, she is creating possibilities. She is creating impact, and she is creating a legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, with your loudest applause, let us all welcome JCI Senator Prerna Jhunjhunwala ma'am. Ma'am, we welcome you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, JCI Senator Sonia Sarda.
Thank you, sir.
As we move into the core of today's session, The moderators will play an important role in shaping the conversation and bringing out the true essence of Behind the Badge. To begin this segment, I invite JC Anjali Hari for a pleasant task.
To present before you a personality whose journey reflects depth, discipline, and unwavering commitment to learning and transformation. With a strong and diverse academic foundation, she has mastered multiple domains from the scientific precisions of microbiology to the human understanding and of psychology and the strategic dimension of human resource management. This unique blend of knowledge allows her approach pupil performance and potential with remarkable clarity. Her professional journey has been defined by contribution as an educator, a mentor, and a guide who has influenced countless students and professionals. Even after an accomplished career in academia, her passion for learning continues, reflecting a mindset that growth never truly stops. She is not only a national trainer and author, but also a voice that has reached global platforms, representing thought, leadership, and perspective beyond boundaries. Being invited to contribute to discussions and at an international level stands as a testament to her credibility and impact. Her excellence has been recognized with prestigious honors, including being celebrated as an iconic trainer of JCA India and the recipient of Ravi Puraskar Award, marking her as a leader who has inspired through both knowledge and action. What truly set her apart is her ability to connect, to simplify complex ideas, to guide with empathy, and to bring depth into every conversation she is a part of. She is the first lady president of JCA Tripura. It is with great respect and admiration that I introduce our first moderator of the evening, JC Senator Professor Nirmala Parameswaran. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, JC Anjali Hari, and hearty welcome to Nirmala ma'am as the moderator. I now invite JC Srinandana KM for a pleasant task.
Our next moderator represents the energy of a new generation of leadership, dynamic, determined, and constantly evolving. Her journey within JCI is a powerful example of how commitment and consistency can accelerate growth. Beginning her journey in 2022, she has quickly moved through multiple leadership roles, each one reflecting her willingness to learn, lead, and deliver. From contributing as director training to taking on responsibilities as JJ Wing coordinator and president, she has demonstrated the ability to manage roles with efficiency while maintaining a strong focus on impact. Currently serving as Zone Director Training 2026, she plays a key role in shaping future leaders, designing learning experiences, delivering impactful trainings, and contributing to the overall development of members across the zone. Beyond the organization, she is an entrepreneur successfully managing manufacturing and product based ventures, balancing business responsibilities with strong time management. Her journey is marked by significant recognitions, including being honored as Outstanding President of JCI India 2025, along with multiple awards for excellence in participation, communication, and leadership. With experience of conducting over 50 trainings, she brings not just knowledge, but energy, structure, and engagement to every platform she handles. Her presence reflects clarity, confidence, and the ability to connect with people across levels. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce our second moderator for the evening, JFA Meenakshi Damani. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you
Thank
so
you, JC.
much.
Thank you, JC Srinandana, for that, and welcome Meenakshi Madam to the program. The stage is now set, not just for a discussion, but for a conversation that brings forward the depth, the emotions, and the reality that exists behind the badge. With two moderators who bring insights, experience, and the ability to connect beyond words, we can expect a session that goes beyond listening, one that encourages reflection. I now invite our moderators to take charge and lead us into this meaningful journey. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. First of all, welcome Meenakshi ma'am and Prerna ma'am. It's an honor to be on the same platform as you because what I've learned about you during these few days is just wonderful. Start from the very beginning. The beginning, her entry into the journey. When Ankur sir stepped into the role of a national president of JCI India in 2024, your life too must have taken a new direction. I mean, I know you were in the last stages of your pregnancy and things like that. Can you take us back to that phase? How did this journey really begin for you personally?
Let me start with a bit more prior, the joining of JCI. So Ankur and I, we both joined JCI in 2014, the same year that I got married. And since then, we both had taken various leadership roles. He was the LO president when I was the ZD management, and we did Speechcraft together, ZTWS together, and the year which he did Able, I did Nalanda that year. So it was always both of us together in some or the other. When I needed support, he was there to support me, and when he needed support, I was there to support me. So JCI was a beautiful journey for both of us when we joined JCI, and since then it has been a integral part of our life. So becoming a national president is not a day's decision. It's like years of various roles, and I knew that after he became the national president, we have to give an extra effort as family so that he could put in uh, put in the put in the effort he really wants to that role. So yes, it was challenging, it was difficult, but as I say, something which we know we can do and we put our minds into that, definitely we are ready to take up that thing.
Wow, that was so amazing, ma'am. And now coming to next question. At what point did you truly realize the magnitude and responsibility that comes with being so closely associated with national leadership? Ma'am, this we really want to know from your mouth.
We stay in Shillong, which is 3 hours a drive from Guwahati, and we usually fly from Guwahati. There is an airport at Guwahati, and we fly from there wherever we want to. So the NatCon 2024, where Ankur was supposed to take oath of the national president, it was at Hyderabad, and we as a whole family, my parents, in-laws, Ankur, we all packed our bags and we reached Guwahati. So doctor had advised me that before leaving for Guwahati, you do a ultrasound, and then we will give you some medicines for flying. Then I told it's okay. So I was 3 months pregnant then, and after I did a ultrasound at Guwahati, we had already packed our bags and reached Guwahati. So we did an ultrasound in Guwahati. So the doctor at Guwahati advised me that since I was carrying twins at that time, and the twins had already grown by God's grace up to the mark, so she advised me not to travel, not to take a flight or a train. And it was the first time, like, I had been with Ankur since he was taking up all the leadership roles, when he was national vice president, when he was CED to the NP. We were together in ASPAC, World Congress, wherever he used to travel, and there was a function, we used to go together, except for his official visits at the NGBs. We used to travel together. So this is the first time, and maybe the most precious time, where I wanted to be with him and he wanted me to be there, because he believes that I'm his advisor too, and it was a crucial moment for both of us. And we never knew that he'll become NP or not. It's always the last moment that the leaders declare who the NP will be. So there was a butterfly in the stomach, and first time did I realize that being behind the screen, behind the face, is so difficult, and I would not be present there. And since Ankur has always placed and believed and did and performed that JCI is first, JCI members are second, and self is last. So during his entire national president's journey, I was last during the entire time. So obviously it was a difficult journey. But yes, seeing him prosper, and the 50,000 members who needed him more than I did him. So it was very satisfying seeing him to do what we always wished that he did.
So now we come to life beyond spotlight. Okay. While the world saw national president on the stage, you experienced this journey from behind the scenes, you said. What does that life really look beyond what people see?
Yes. As I mentioned, I had a different plan, but we say that when something is not according to our plan, it is God's plan.
Yeah.
So I have always been active. So I had plans that when Ankur will be a national president, I'll support him in this way, I'll support him in that way, and I want that he shines as national president, and so on and so forth. But God's plan was greater than us, and in the same time, I experienced my most precious moments giving birth to my twins in April 2025, when his visits started. The national president's visit started, and that was the most crucial period because the visits would be two three zones at a time, and he used to travel day in and day out. So there used to be time when he used to take the night flights, so that the daytime when he reached Guwahati, we would spend time together, and then again he could take the next day night flight, and then he could go to another visit. So he took that extra mile to spend time with us, and we always took that time to be very precious when he used to be at home. So as a family, the whole of the family, we shifted to Guwahati, because if he travels again back from Guwahati to Shillong with its a 3-hour drive, so it would be difficult for us to be in his presence. So we have a second home at Guwahati also. So as a family, my in-laws, Ankur and I, we all shifted to Guwahati for almost 4 months during his visits and all, so that we could spend some time together.
Wow, ma'am. Now, coming to the next question. Every powerful journey comes with its own sets of challenges. What were some of the silent struggle or sacrifices you had to make during this phase?
So as I mentioned that I was pregnant with twins. So as you all know, that twin pregnancy can sometimes be a little complicated. So twice during the journey, I was hospitalized due to some complications. Once I was at Guwahati and once I was at Shillong during that time. And both the times it happened that Ankur was on a visit. Once he was at the Golf Senate, and once he was at the some other zone. So when he learned that I am hospitalized, so he called me. If you need me more, then I'll talk to the president here, and then I'll come in the middle of the visit. So at heart, I always wanted him to be by my side, but I had to be strong enough to say him, "Nay, I don't want you to be here. I have my whole family with me, and I want you to be at the grander level, the 50,000 people who want you more than I need. I'm a single people here, but for the thing that he has become the national president, his charge, his duty is always greater than the self needs that usually comes in between the leadership. So always I had to keep my heart strong, and to keep my heart strong, my family used to be always there. By God's grace, I have been blessed with the best family. Those who know me more, they can second on it that my in-laws, my parents, my sister-in-laws, all the people in my family are extra supportive towards me. They love Ankur very much, but they love me even more than they love Ankur. They care for me even more than they care for Ankur. So they stepped in even more. They always knew that I am emotional and I need more Ankur's support during the whole time. But since he could not be present, so they stepped in more. They took more care of me. They pampered me more. So this journey, even though Ankur was not able to be present more, but because of the family's support, the journey did not feel as difficult as it would have been. They had been always my lucky charm, my brother-in-law, who was always there with me in my crucial time. I'm very close to my brother-in-law. So whenever I used to get the reports, there would be some or the other complications, then I would be at Shillong. I would send him the report. Please show to your doctor also once. And he used to go with my report. And what a brother could do, my brother-in-law did the same for me. So I have lived the other relations of my life in a precious way. They say that when something is absent, other things become more powerful. So during those period, my family became more powerful, more adjusting, more supportive, so that I could bridge the gap.
Wow, wow, wow. Now you're talking all about your strengths, but what I would like to know was that there any particularly difficult moment through the journey that tested your strength, and how did you overcome it?
Yes, there were many such situations. Although we say that we are prepared for the situation, but we never know till the situation comes. So I would always say ki, even if I feel something, I used to keep it to me. Sometimes I would feel sad ki why everything is happening in the same year. If both the things happened in different years, we would enjoy both the things even more. But then I always believe that whatever happens is for some reason. So even though I was sad sometimes, or I was low sometimes, I never used to show it to my family, because they say that if your wife supports you, if your wife believes in you, then no one can point fingers at you. So I always believe that if I support Ankur and I stay with him, then automatically the other members of the family, the friends and everybody support him even more. So during those times, I tried and tested my strength, that during my low times, how I would suppress my emotions and then bring out the greater good which I could be.
So inspiring, ma'am. In this journey, so closely connected to our national role. And of course, being a mother of newborn babies, how did you continue to nurture your own identity as a professional, a national trainer, and as an individual?
Regarding this question, Meenakshi ji, I never had any identity crisis as such, because from the starting only, I'm very attached to all my zone members. All my zone members are like a family to me. Even after Ankur took national leadership into various roles, I was always with him in all the NatCons, in ASPAC, in World Congress. So I got a chance to interact with all the national leaders firsthand. So when he was the zone president in 2021, so during NatCon and some of the NGBs, after the NGB, I used to go there, and then we used to go for the trips, extended trips together. So I used to say, the then national president, Madam Rakhi ma'am, that you make me feel like an NGB member. Although I'm not an NGB member, but you all make me feel like an NGB member. I was always invited to their after parties in NatCon, where they used to sit and talk about all the discussions and all the non-official places. They always used to invite me. So always JCI India has felt me like a national member only. So and being a national trainer, I got to connect to everyone at zone level, at national level. So the identity crisis never happened to me, because I was also always an active member of JCI. So being an active member of JCI always helped me to protect my identity, and it was never an identity crisis for me.
Great. Now, we always say that behind a successful man, there's always a woman. Okay? Vice versa too these days. But from your experience, what role does a strong partner play in enabling someone to perform efficiently and effectively at the highest level of leadership?
This question is very close to me, because I believe it 100% that if we want to uplift each other, then only we should get into a marriage ceremony. We cannot believe that one person can be only the giver and the other person can be a taker.
Correct.
It's always 100% from each side. Even both the spouse has to give 100% from each side, so that they can go into a good partnership. So Ankur and I, we both believed like that, and we always help to uplift each other. From the personal front also, we started. He had already started a new business when I married him. So we worked on that together, and it started in 2010, but actually the working started in 2017. So 3 years we were struggling to start his new business. So I'm his business partner also, and likewise in JCI also we always help each other. Now I'm sitting in this office and taking uh, attendance this session. So meanwhile he's taking care of the kids, and so that I am tension free and I can be in the training session. There had
Wow.
been an instance where I had to take a training session and he was not in town. So that time I realized that it's so difficult for me, and somehow I managed to take the session because I had committed for me. But it was not as smooth as at home as it would be if my mother-in-law or my husband would have been present. If any one of them are present, then it's easier for me to be at the front. But if either of them is absent, then it's very difficult to be at the front. So now they are 11 months and I have started my office work and JCI trainings. So it's only because of the partnership that I'm able to. So yes, partnership is very important. And say, when he was a national president, so always when a leader comes home, there should be a good atmosphere at home. If he is at the top in the front four, and then when he comes home and we are not happy, we are cribbing about something or the other, he'll not be happy to take that role. And it was always a collective decision, because he has applied for the national president and he was applying since last 3 years. So we all knew that it would come. So it was one of our duties also to support him when he became the national president. And because my mother-in-law and my father-in-law always say कि तुम support करता है इसलिए हम लोग support करते हैं. Means since you are supporting him, that's why we are supporting him. So the entire year my father-in-law was taking care of the business. They did not bother him much. They did not call him much. They used to ask me, is it the right time to call, or you message him and ask whether we can do this or the other. So they never used to bother. And my mother-in-law was also contented कि let him live this year, like जा बेटा जा जी ले अपनी जिंदगी. She was in that mode that if you have taken up the role of the national president, live it to the fullest. Before the taking up the national president, when he used to take the other roles, then she used to say, why you're going so much in JCI, who will take care of the business when you will become 40 years so that you will be with us. She used to say all these things. But when he became the national president, she was the one who supported more, because I was at the back seat. I could not support him that much. So she used to take care of all the minor things so that he could take up his role smoothly.
It is so amazing, and it's true कि अगर family साथ हो तो सब easy हो जाता है, easy हो जाता है और आसान हो जाता है. Now, as we know, ma'am, you are a very active member always in JCI. Having seen JCI both from within and from such close proximity to national leadership, what do you believe makes JCI truly transformative platform?
JCI is 100% transformative. Lekin as they say, that if you want to learn swimming, you have to jump into it. So just joining JCI does not transform us. As we all know, when we take leadership roles, when we take leadership opportunities, then only we can feel the transformation that JCI brings in us. Those who know Ankur and I, both of us, they can see so many changes in our personality as a person, even at a business level or at our house or in the forefront. Once we take the leadership roles, we can see that so many leadership qualities we bring at our house also, at our personal lives also. And I am only because of JCI. 95% of my friends are JC members, and 95 of the percent of my friends who are JC members are a family to me. I have so many friends in my friends list whom I can count upon. Like when I was pregnant, and my friends used to say, what will happen if you want to go urgently to the hospital and Ankur is not there? What will happen? Then I told that I'm not bothered. I'll call any of my friend and they'll bring in the car and take me to the hospital. I was so confident. And whenever there used to be any get-togethers, couple, because we are a couple chapter, so whenever there used to be any get-togethers, I did not need any call. They used to come to my place take me to the function, drop me to my home back. And if there was a late night event, they even used to talk to my mother-in-law that we will drop her, we'll take care of her, you don't worry. And I was able to live my life as I was living before Ankur became the national president. So it's only because of the JCI friends. And now also, if I have any function at home, then 90% of the invitees are JC members. So this is what JCI gives us. We joined JCI only to make friends because we did not get enough time to bond. So we thought that when we join JCI, we will have old friends bond again. So some of our old friends, we joined JCI and we formed the chapter so that we can continue our friendship. But what JCI gave us in disguise was even bigger than that. So we took so many leadership roles. So I was, as Sonia ji mentioned earlier, I was working with Infosys before I got married. And since I got married at a small city, Shillong, so I had to discontinue my job before getting married. So obviously there was not many opportunities here. I joined the family business, and the level of people I used to communicate were only the staff members and the laborers. So I did not have any high level of conversation like I used to have in my corporate life. But by joining JCI, I got the same feeling. I got so many friends. I got to attend so many training events. When I went for Nalanda at Hyderabad, so it was the first time I traveled alone after getting married. There also we formed so many friends, and the leadership training we got there. So everything was life changing. Each and every year we got to do something new, and so many leadership roles. So JCI is 100% transformative. You see, there is a new mom of twins sitting here in front of so many people, back to form, only because JCI gives us so many opportunities. Then that we don't just sit behind the screen. We always get new and many opportunities to be in the forefront. I'll just quote an incident when COVID was there in 2020 and some time of 2021. So 2020, I was stuck at Delhi for 2.5 months at Delhi, and there was no ways that I would come back to my hometown. I was there for my mother's medical surgery. So the surgery had been done, but then the lockdown was announced. Like 23rd March, Narendra Modi PM announced the lockdown at 8 p.m. and we all were like horrified that what would we do at a new city, Delhi. So after staying for 2.5 months at Delhi, then we found out that not even the flights and not even the trains, nothing got operational. But we have JCI blue blood within us. So automatically there is leadership. So what we did, we contacted the government, took permission to come by road, and we hired a sleeping bus, and we found out 20 such people who were stranded in Delhi, and through Facebook and through WhatsApp. And then we took I took the lead, and then we came back to Guwahati via road. And the government also supported us so much, Assam government and Meghalaya government, and we took the lead. And those who were in the bus, they told me that you take less female members in the bus because we don't want so many females traveling with us. Otherwise we'll have so much responsibility on us, the male members, they told us. But when actually we were present in the bus, I and two of my friends, we three females were the ones who took the lead. The male members, they got scared. They were sitting at the back seat when the police used to come and check during so many various checkposts. And that time I realized that the confidence which I got to take so many people with us, that time taking 20 members in a bus and coming by road, it was a big task. And so many of my family members told that you are staying at a safe place there. You stay for another 1 month. What will happen? It's okay. You stay there. But I was in a jiffy to come back home. And obviously staying at a new place for 2.5 months was more than what I could stay. So JCI gave me the courage and the experience so that I could take such leadership opportunity at that despair time and come. So this is a very special memory adventure for me in my life. And I give 100% credit to JCI so that I could take this step.
I'm just sitting awestruck, Prerna ma'am. And I'm sure most of the ladies sitting on this platform will be just, thunderstruck. They won't be able to say anything. You answered
Definitely.
most of the answers that I'm going to ask in my next question. But even then, why should women step in? Most of the females, they want, well, she did it, or Nirmala ma'am has done it, or Meenakshi ma'am has done it, but why should I? I mean, how can I step in? So those who are watching this and wondering whether JCI is the right platform for them, what would you say about opportunities to offer for growth, confidence, and leadership? Of course, you've answered most of it in your previous question, but still, if you can elaborate a little bit more.
I'll be very honest. It's not possible for any individual to always in life take the back seat and live life. So if we step forward, join JCI, take up leadership roles, we know what it takes to be a leader. What are the challenges we face? So when somebody else, our spouse or any family member, they come to the forefront, that time we are ready to take a step back and support them, because we know what it takes to support someone, because they have also supported us when we were at the forefront. Until we join JCI or we come to the forefront, we will not know what it is. Being in the forefront takes so much effort. And being a female, I know that whenever we come back home after any event, the female is only supposed to take care of the other things at home. कि खाना बना है कि नहीं, dinner ready है कि नहीं. I know these things are possible, but when we take up special roles, we get that special power. Usually I wake up 7 a.m. in the morning. But when I was the LO president, I used to wake up every day at 5:30 a.m. And that 1.5 hours I used to get extra, so that I used to do all the extra work, so that I could go to my JCI events after completing all the work. And there is no so much baggage in my head when I am at the JCI event. And that time my skin also glowed more. I lost some weight also. I was looking also more beautiful, because you get a happiness from within when you're doing something extra. And JCI gives so many responsibilities, small, big, bigger, biggest. So it's up to us. Like from last year, I have not taken any active leadership opportunities, since I have to give time to my twins. But it does not mean that JCI does not have other opportunities. I take up small training sessions, many time online training sessions, so that I continue being in the role which I love to do. So always JCI gives us the opportunity, and being females, it's very necessary. We all have an invisible collar around us that say that praise me. So at home we'll not get so much praise, and it's a routine work. We are expected to do those kind of work. Our children will not appreciate or thank us every time when we do for them. It's a routine work. But when we come to JCI and people appreciate our talent, and when we are acknowledged for what we do, we usually get that extra binge, that extra factors to go more, do more, and shine more. So obviously it's not because I joined JCI or you have joined JCI, but JCI gives us small to biggest opportunities to shine in our lives. And being a female member, it's more important for us to join JCI, so that we can grab those opportunities and shine more in our lives.
Truly on your words, ma'am, कि when I was president last year, I was also not sleeping whole night before any event, but still I was so energetic. Ma'am, with your every answer, we had one advice, but still, ye dil mange more. So finally, for every woman sitting here today who is thinking about taking the first step towards leadership or self-growth, what is the one message you'd like to leave with them?
I would say that if we are sick, we cannot expect to heal others. If we are unhappy, we cannot expect that we'll make others happy. So we have to be ourselves content, ourselves, we should be at the forefront, so that we can bring in more people around us, our family, our relatives, shine brighter. And as say that women is the nurturer of the society. So nowadays what happens that every woman is so educated so that their family is educated. They always say, no, if you educate and women, you educate the entire society. So but just educating is not enough. If we are at the forefront, if we are taking the first step, then only we can encourage our children, those who are nearby, to take the first step. Usually what happens, I'll give a small example. Everybody has kids at home, so they usually respect their father more than their mother, if the mother is a housewife, for example. But if they see their mother giving a speech, they see their mother coming on the stage, if they see their mother taking up so many opportunities, if they see their mother is a trainer, or they see their mother is taking up some professional career, then the respect they show towards their mother gradually increases. Even if we deny that fact, but it's 100% true that we have to prove ourselves to get that respect what we deserve. So yes, we have to take the first step. And I'm from zone 25. So zone 25 is known for female leadership. So many of our zone presidents had been females. So mostly they were housewives when they became zone presidents, or they took up different leadership opportunities. But after they came down from that leadership opportunity, or their tenure finished, mostly all of them started their career, because being the zone president or taking up any responsibility, they learned more to manage their time, to balance their work life and family, and everything they could manage so well that they created more time for themselves. So one of the zone president owns a school now. One of the zone president is an full-time interior designer now. So many of our leaders, lady leaders, I have seen those who can create so much time for themselves, and they have outshined in life, and they can give credit to JCI. So many of our normal members also in JCI, those who were housewives in Shillong, now they are pursuing career in some or the other form. Some have become exhibitors, those who are organizing business exhibitions. So the confidence they gain, it's only because of JCI. They say that if you join JCI and become the VP management of your local chapter, then even if there is a marriage, there is a wedding in the family, you'll not be surprised that you can take care of the entire wedding yourself, because you know how to make teams, you know whom to approach for what work. You have contacts to various hotels, various venues, various events. So organizing an event also becomes very easy. So we become better managers. So yes, we have to take the small step forward, and even if it seems difficult, but once we take that step, it feels so beautiful that taking that step is worth it. So especially to all women attending this session, we have to take the first step, and let's not always be behind the screen, sometimes in the forefront, sometimes behind, so that we can always balance our lives. We get the limelight also, and we can be the supporters also.
Well said, well said.
I'm sure so many women will be inspired today, and they will be coming in front now, not at back seat.
Over to Chair, sir.
Thank you so much to our moderators and esteemed guests for a conversation that deepened our understanding of leadership. Today went beyond shared experiences. It gently reshaped the way we view leadership, reminding us that it lies not just in what is visible, but in the strength, resilience, and relationships that support it. Let us now open the floor for feedbacks. I invite a few participants to share a thought that stayed with you, a realization that struck you, or a perspective you will carry forward. Let's hear from you. You can unmute and give your feedbacks.
It was very nice to hear from the First Lady of JCI India 2025. Since I know her personally very well, because somehow me and the IPMP was colleague zone president in 2021. So we share a different bond actually. And I just wanted to not give the feedback, but I'll ask Prerna ma'am to give us 4 or 5 lines. I just want to know, if the situation is reversed, like you taking the oath of a national president and Ankur sir supporting you, what would be your words for him during your acceptance speech? That is something I wanted to hear from you.
A very
I know
nice
it's a typical situation, ma'am, but somehow we wanted to know.
very
What
nice a very nice question. So I'll just give a small example. When I became the LO president in 2023, so when I became the LO president, the bond I shared with my LO members, JCI Shillong Pine City members, was so much that I used to go to Ankur only when it was the last thing, when I could not manage something or there was a big despair. But for small things and for small events, I did not used to go to him, because my members, the family members of JCI Shillong Pine City, they supported so much that I did not have to take his expertise advice, or I needed his support so much, because he was the then national vice president. So obviously his duty towards JCI India was more. But the bond I shared with the JCI Shillong Pine City members gave me so much strength to take forward that responsibility well. So if I get a chance to become the national president of JCI India, and I have to take oath in my acceptance speech, I would say to him that always be as you are, because he is the one who uplifts me, and he is the one who always takes care so that I can perform all my duties properly. So always be as you are, and always be there in the time when I need you the most. I'll not bother you when there are small problems, only be there when there is a volcano erupting. So these are the words I would say to him.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful words you have said.
Thank you so much, sir, for that question. Ma'am, I want to take an opportunity to just give a feedback. First of all, we feel really blessed that we have come up with such a session. It's very easy for you to say no to such a session. So sitting here in Kerala, we are reaching to the far most northeast. So first of all, I would like to thank you for accepting this invite. This session went beyond our expectations because we wanted to know about what the difficulties are, but you ended up inspiring so many people by the words, by your experiences. The Delhi example was something that would stick with us for a long time. So I would really like to thank you for accepting the invite, and I would like to specially mention Meenakshi ma'am for this. I have not seen such an enthusiastic JC. I've been in JCI for 3-4 years, but such enthusiasm I have not seen. So she's the only reason that this session has been possible. Thank you so much, Meenakshi ma'am, for connecting us and for giving us an experience that would stay with us for a long time. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. You have given me this opportunity, my first ever chance to be a moderator. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would like to thank Shitesh ji for creating such a session. I was traveling to ASPAC, and I was having a conversation with Karthikeyan sir and Rakesh sir. The Rakesh sir was then the national president of JCI India. So we were having a conversation in the bus. We were traveling to the venue, and then he said that we should design a training course, and you have to take the lead, where you will be telling the supporters, the spouses, how to support them when they take leadership roles, and how to go about it. It was just a conversation for 5 to 10 minutes, and we were at ASPAC, Cambodia that time. So we were traveling, and this happened in JCI 3PR. So I was so happy that something which we had in mind has actually taken a shape, and JCI 3PR has approached me for such a moderation session. So it was very close to my heart, and we wanted to do it from then, but I got the opportunity now. And the way JCI 3PR was prepared, the kind of conversations they had, everything was planned beforehand. The invitation, the planning of the event, everything was so smooth, and it was done in such a professional way. when I showed the kind of preparation they had done, so many of my friends told that it's so nice working with such an LO who is so dedicated, so prepared, and they give training and such sessions so much importance. So it's so nice to be in JCI and witness such LOs. So hats off, Sitesh ji. Last year also your chapter under the leadership of JC Krishna, they received so many awards and they did such good work. So y'all are continuing the good work, and so many training sessions of so many cities, so many states. Y'all are doing so many things in a newer and a better way. So many congratulations, and keep up the spirit. Your follow-ups and your designing and the kind of arrangements you have done is like, it's really commendable.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would really like to mention about India Incredible, the series that covers all the states. Meenakshi ma'am is the only reason that we are completing the full Northeast in one stretch. So I forgot to mention that. Thank you so much, ma'am. We have a lot
No,
of
no,
Zone
sir.
25, Zone 25 participants.
In fact, I am on a holiday in Shillong, and the entire road while I was walking down, I was listening to JC Prerna ji. Thank you so much, Prerna ji, for that inspiration. And yes, she's very right. JCI is the place for leadership. JCI is the place for to come closer and to also. Sorry, my video is not working. I'm trying to switch it on, but yes, it is coming. So I was walking all throughout, and the best part is that I got to listen to the entire episode, her introduction and the way she spoke. And I think yes, Ankur Junjunwala ji, he deserves a huge round of applause for giving this support, and all the male members who are with the JCI, lady members especially, and giving them so much support to do what they want to do, to take up leadership roles. And I feel that I'm privileged to be in JCI. Thank you, JCI Prerna ji, and thank you, Kshitij ji, for this beautiful invitation. I totally enjoyed it. I walked all the way from Live Bukra to my NEC guest house, and I listened to Prerna ji. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We would not like to close without a feedback from our moderators. First of all, I would like to get a perspective from Nirmala ma'am on her experience and how it went. Nirmala ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Well, I thought I had a challenging journey in JCI, but hearing Prerna speak, I think my journey was smooth as silk. Prerna has really taken up challenges, and she has accepted those challenges before overcoming them. Most of the ladies would really crib and cry about it, but she's taken it in such a positive manner. I think all of us ladies can take a big learning from that. Thank you, Prerna, and more power to you. God always be with you. God bless you and your family always.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the wonderful moderation, as always. Next, I would like to hear from Meenakshi ma'am.
Thank you so much. First of all, I'd like to thank Nirmala ma'am. So for making me so comfortable. I was so nervous, but when I had a word with you, I was so in comfort zone. Now I can do it. And thank you so much. And about Prerna ma'am, when I had joined JCI, सबसे यही सुना था, she's a smart lady. She has all the answers for all the questions and all. यही सुनते सुनते एंड इवन जब मुझे जरूरत थी तब उन्होंने हमेशा मुझे हेल्प किया है. और आज जब ये डिस्कशन सुना, जब हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया, क्वेश्चन आंसर राउंड्स हुए एंड ऑल दैट, आफ्टर दैट आई हैव more respect, more love for you, ma'am. You are truly an inspiring leader, a woman, and of course a wife, and now you are a wonderful mother too. More power to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Before we close, how can we forget the guest, the women of the hour? Prerna ma'am, we would really love to hear your feedback or your experience about the session.
Yes, as I already mentioned, that the session was so smooth, and Nirmala ma'am being the first LO president of the JCI 3PR, and you being a constant guide to the chapter, and being here shows how JCI 3PR works and the kind of family love JCI 3PR carries. So this is what JCI gives us. Even at the how many years, Sitesh ji, since JCI Tripriya?
29, ma'am.
29 years, and you are associated with the chapter. So this shows the love that JCI gives us. And sessions, by taking such sessions, you get to share our experiences, and we get that acknowledgement that yes, I have sacrificed so much, I've done so much for my family. But there are people who acknowledge, those who know that we are behind the badge, and it takes courage to be behind the badge. And JCI Tripriya, by being so what would I say, so in my shoes, to think like that and inviting me, and it's a fresh journey. He's a IPNP now, so it's a fresh journey for me. And it's very precious. This show will always be precious to my heart. So thank you so much, Sitesh ji, for contacting me, and Minakshi ji for recommending my name, so that I could be a part of this session. Thank you so much. So much love to everyone. And as I said, that JCI is family to me. So a few members of JCI Tripriya now have found a new family in you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. As we close this session, what stays with us is awareness that leadership is never a solitary journey and true strength often lies beyond what is seen. As we move forward, let us recognize contributions, value the unseen, and lead with appreciation. Because leadership is not just about how far we go, but how many we acknowledge along the way. Let this be not just a memory, but a mindset. To formally express our gratitude to everyone who contributed to making this session meaningful and successful, I now invite JCCA Pooja Jain to propose the vote of thanks.
Not all strength is seen, not all sacrifices are known, yet they shape every success we celebrate. A very good evening to everyone present here. As we come to the close of this deeply inspiring and heartfelt session, it is my honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks. At the outset, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed dignitaries, Chairman J.C. Sitesh, Zone President Zone 20 JCI Senator Jason Arakal, Immediate Past President JFP Krishna, Lady JC Chairperson JC Anjana, and a special thanks to JCI Senator Ankur Jhunjhunwala sir. Our sincere appreciation to our wonderful moderators, JCI Senator Nirmala ma'am and JFA Minakshi Damani ma'am, for guiding this session with such grace and depth. A big thank you to all the dedicated team, Secretary JC Anjali, Treasurer JC Srijit, and Program Director JFM Raji Suraj for their tireless effort and seamless execution. And special thanks to JC Srinandana for the moderator introduction and GCI Senator Sonia Sada ma'am for the guest introduction. Your efforts beautifully set the tone for today. And now comes our heartfelt gratitude. Sincere thank you to our esteemed guest speaker for sharing such a powerful, honest, and emotional journey with all of us. Today, you didn't just share your journey, you gave a voice to the silent strength behind leadership. And for that, we are truly grateful. Even though the national president from our very zone, there was so much about the journey you went through behind the scenes that remained unknown to us. And today, we had the privilege to witness it. There are few leaders whose very presence brings calms in every situation. Their smile, their aura. And Prerna ma'am is truly one of them. She is my inspiration, and I'm sure she has become an inspiration to many of us through today's session. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the beautiful session. We extend our warm gratitude to all the zone presidents and zone officers, national governing board members, zone governing board members, LO presidents, LO governing board members, and all the JCI members and participants. Your presence made this session truly meaningful. And a special thank you to the host team of JCI Tripriya for organizing such a beautiful and impactful session. We may celebrate the one who wears the badge, but today we honor the lady who stood behind him, not in the shadows, but as the strength that made his journey possible. With gratitude in our hearts and inspiration in our minds, I conclude the vote of thanks. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, JC Pooja ma'am. As we bring this session to its close, leadership is never a solo journey. Behind every leader stands strength, belief, and unseen support. Let us carry one powerful thought forward. Great leaders are remembered not only for what they achieve, but for how they honor those who stood beside them. With sincere gratitude to our dignitaries, speakers, moderators, and each one of you, I now declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you, and may we continue to lead with purpose behind the badge. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Chair.
Good night.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you,
So
Prerna.
much.
Thank
Good
you
night.
so much.
Thank
It
you
was a
so
very
much, everyone.
nice experience. Thank you, Nirmala ma'am, Sitesh ji,
Thank you, ma'am.
Meenakshi. Yes.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Good night.
Thank you so much.